Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the T Mania Show. I'm the T. So today's episode is about the Suicide Squad movie that came out in 2016. Jared Leto, Will Smith, Margot Robbie, to name a few. A little history. I'm a huge comic book fan. Been reading comic books for 4 decades now. And I'm not a fan of the Suicide Squad comics. I never got the appeal of them. I never understood the real purpose of it. You get a bunch of supervillains together. They have to do this mission. If they do good, some years are taken off their sentence. They do bad, or they try to get out of hand. You blow their head up. I don't understand why they just don't use some low-level superheroes, put them together, and have them do these missions. I think that'd be a lot more interesting. To be real with you, this is just another way to get bad guys over as good guys. One of those people in particular is Harley Quinn. When the Harley Quinn character came out in the cartoons in 1992, I thought she was very interesting. I liked it. I liked her. I wasn't like, wow, she's awesome. She's like Catwoman or even Poison Ivy or someone. But I did find her character interesting. When I saw her origin story in was it Mad Love? The Mad Love episode, like, oh wow. And a couple of comic books. But I really didn't start to halfway enjoy Harley Quinn until the Batman Arkham games. I'm like, oh, she's decent. She's cool in those games. And then the Injustice games. Okay? So this is the first live action version of her. First live action version of a lot of these characters. Except for Joker. This Joker is... Let me just get to the plot of the story. Okay, so what they got to do is they have to go on this mission. They have to do something. I don't know. It's weird. Whatever they have to do, they have to go out there and they have to stop these monsters from taking over the world. And this one character, a Enchantress. I know some things about her from the comic books, but Enchantress, she has a love interest with Rick Flag, who's on the Suicide Squad Task Force X or whatever, and they have a love thing, and they have to stop her. Basically, they just have to stop her. So, the thing about it is like the story is so muddled. That's why I'm having a hard time describing this compared to the other movies. The story is so muddled, and it's bad. Like this is a bad movie. I thought Batman vs Superman was a disappointing, corny film, but this is a bad movie. I honestly think this, and if I ever review it, and Birds of Prey are the worst movies in the DCEU. I really mean that. And Marvel, she goes her way with the Harley Quinn stuff. Some of it's a little over the top, but that's Harley Quinn. That's more the modern version of Harley Quinn. I think Will Smith is just being Will Smith, to be honest with you. He's doing what he always does. Crack jokes, yell, screams, does action, get sad, get happy. You have Killer Croc in this, and he's corny. You have, I think that's Diablo. He's actually probably the only interesting character on there. I wish they had did a little bit more with him, but he's probably the only interesting character on there. You have Captain Boomerang on there, who has a stupid like this. He's walking around with this unicorn. Now, apparently, there's two different versions of this movie. There's the director's cut, and then there's the theatric cut. Of course, I've only seen the theatric cut, and I gotta say this because they said the same thing about Batman vs Superman. Oh, the ultimate cut is so much better. It makes so much more sense. And I just feel if you gotta keep on having these cuts, the problem lies with the director. Like you can only blame the studio for so much. I mean, if the studio is stepping in, they must be stepping in for a reason. They must not be liking what they say. And I kind of understand where they're coming from. I mean, they want to put out a successful movie that brings back a lot of stuff. The comic book movies, especially at this time, they were making so much money, and DC needed to put themselves out there. So apparently, Warner Brothers stepped in and they changed up the whole film. Like they gave the film like this weird Guardians of the Galaxy type vibe. Now they said the vibe they had before was a more serious tone and shit, but I feel like they was basically trying to rip off Guardians of the Galaxy in a terrible way with the humor and the music. And they would just put music anywhere. It's when Guardians of the Galaxies, both movies, and in their appearance in Infinity War, their appearance in Game, when James Gunn was putting the music together, when James Gunn was putting the music together, it made sense. Each scene made sense why he added those songs. And this, they just added music just to add music, just to add music. You know what I mean? And it takes more than just music to like make a film feel good or even appear good. And then speaking of appearances, I have to talk about this Joker. Now the movie itself, this movie is like almost 5 years old. This Joker is awful. Oh man. Again, they say in the director's cut he does a lot more. He's a lot better. I can't see it. I don't see how because he talking weird. It seems like he's trying to do a Heath Ledger impression at the same time trying to talk gangster and the whole tattoos on the face, like this gangster version of him. He just looks it looks ridiculous. It seems like he's trying too hard. Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, um, um, Phoenix. It all came across natural. That version of Joker all came out natural. This one, it just seems like he's faking it. Like he like it's really corny. It's just flat out corny. They even have like a part where you have he has braces in his mouth. So again, it's kind of hard to understand what he's saying. And the laugh, I've never heard a more fake laugh in my life. I swear. I don't know. It's not good. Amanda Waller, now she's good. Like Viola Davis, she's awesome. She's almost awesome in everything she does. Not almost, always awesome in everything she does. Always. We got a couple of guest appearances from Batman and appearance from the Flash. Now, the Batman appearances, I gotta say, I don't like the Ben Affleck Batman. I didn't like the way he was portrayed in Batman vs Superman. I didn't like the way he was portrayed in the Josh Whedon's cut of Justice League. But in this cut, it wasn't that bad. I mean, maybe because it was a small dosage, but what he did was cool. He actually kind of acted like Batman and Bruce Wayne. He tried to save Harley Quinn and the Joker. He even tried to save Deadshot. You know, bring him in peacefully. And him as Bruce Wayne talking to Amanda Waller, I I felt that I felt like I was watching an episode of Batman, not Batman Unlimited, Justice League Unlimited, and Justice League cartoon. That's what I feel like I was watching when he was doing it. Like those shots were done good. They say that Zack Snyder did those shots. He should it should have been grounded like that when he did Batman vs Superman. That's what they say. I don't know. Um, Overall, I just thought this was like a really. Oh, sorry, the Flash scene. The Flash scene was cool. It was like a small cameo. He was confident. He wasn't like ridiculous like he was in the Justice League movie, but he seemed cool and confident. It seemed like he's been doing it for a while, so I don't know. I mean, maybe Warner Brothers did do some editing and they did things the wrong way. I don't know, but it seems like we have two different versions of these characters. Okay, and I don't know which one is going to be the real one. I don't know which one's going to be the canon ones. I really don't. Um, but again, I till I saw Birds of Prey, I thought this was the worst DCE movie. I swear, it's not fun. It's not good. It's extremely corny. It's so forced and corny. And I've seen this movie a total of 3 times. Each one of these reviews, I'm end up watching the film again. So I watched Suicide Squad in movie theaters. I watched it at home when it came on. I think it came on HBO or something like that. And then I watched it again on HBO Max. And again, it's not good. I wouldn't recommend it. Anyway, that was my review. I am the T. You can like, follow, subscribe if you like to, share also. Um, Talk to you later.